Nvidia's Shield tablet may well be an early glimpse at the future of gaming. The one device to rule them all idea that lets you surf and email and work and game from a tablet on the go, and then kick back with a controller and play in your big screen TV when you're at home. It's absolutely a neat concept, but I'm not so sure the tech is quite there just yet to pull it off. That tech is based on Nvidia's Tegra K1 system on a chip, which uses a KEPLER-based GPU with 192 CUDA cores, paired with a quad-core ARM Cortex A15, 2GB of RAM, and a sharp 1920 by 1200 pixel IPS display. It's an impressive setup, which makes for impressive performance across the board. Shield tablet zips through pretty much anything you throw at it, which makes navigating through the largely stock version of Android 4.4.3 it ships with an absolute joy. Some might be disappointed not to see a higher DPI display here, such as that of the iPad mini, but Shield tablet's display is clear, bright, and has great viewing angles. It's also better for running games, the more taxing of which will stress the GPU at 1080p, never mind anything higher. That display also makes a lot more sense when you see the price tag, at just $299 or £229 for the 16GB Wi-Fi version, or $399 or £299 for a 32GB version with 4G. The Shield tablet is certainly in the ballpark of the likes of the Nexus 7, and I'd more than happily pay the extra few pounds for the extra power and features on offer. For starters, there's the wonderful inclusion of a micro SD slot for up to 128GB of storage expansion, which will prove particularly useful if you've got a large game and media collection. The stereo speakers to either side of the screen are plenty loud, there's an actual mini HDMI slot for video out, which saves faffing with micro USB adapters, dual band 802.11n Wi-Fi, and there's a stylus, because hey, styluses. Yay! Battery life is good, if not stunning. Nvidia claims 10 hours of video playback, and I could certainly squeeze out a day's worth of heavy use before having to reach for a charger. Playing games does zap the battery fast though, so if you're planning on playing lots of games, you'll need to keep the charger to hand. There are also 5-megapixel cameras on the front and back of the device. The rear camera doesn't take the best pictures, but the front-facing camera makes for surprisingly good selfie cam for stills and video. Indeed, even if you never use any of the Shield tablet's gaming-specific features, you're getting a great tablet for the money. It feels solidly built, with a reassuring 390-gram weight that's not too heavy for one-handed use, and a reasonable thickness of 9.2mm. And while there's no accounting for taste, I'd argue that it looks pretty good too. If you do use the gaming features, you'll need to fork out for the Shield controller for an extra $59 or £49, and the kickstand case for another $39. There are no discounted bundles at launch, which is a missed opportunity. For the full gaming setup, you're looking at almost an extra $100 on top of the tablet price. And for that, the Shield controller is a bit of an ugly duckling and is on the large side, so those with smaller hands might find it a little uncomfortable. The D-pad and shoulder buttons, well, they're a tad mushy too. That said, it does work as advertised, although I found it all too easy to accidentally activate the touch-sensitive Android buttons while playing a game. The controller comes into its own when you plug the tablet into a TV via HDMI, and it offers to start in console mode, and it brings up a simple, to-the-point interface that lets you load up apps and games or purchase them. On the native games front, there aren't a whole lot at launch. So far, there are just 11 Tegra K1 optimized games, including Half-Life 2. The tablet also comes with a free copy of Trine 2, which is a nice touch. I tried both Half-Life 2 and Trine 2 and found both games looked great, but didn't run without issue. Half-Life 2 in particular had lots of noticeable frame rate issues during busier scenes, and while it didn't ever get to the point where the game was unplayable, it was disappointing to see from a Tegra K1 device. Twitch streaming is native to the Shield tablet and is easily activated at any point by holding down the back button on the controller. For the most part, it works well, complete with picture-in-picture and audio from the built-in mic, but the frame rate in native Android games takes a hit when the feature is activated. Perhaps an update or two will fix this in the future, but for now, graphics-intensive games and Twitch streaming aren't the best of friends. Fortunately, Twitch streaming and GameStream do work well together. GameStream lets you stream games from your PC to your tablet wirelessly, and stream games do look impressive, provided that you've got a good, clear wireless signal. While there's no mistaking them for native games thanks to a few light video compression artifacts, they look and play great. However, if you've got a poor Wi-Fi connection, then the quality and responsiveness of stream games takes a hit. I like to think of the Shield tablet this way. If you buy one, you're getting a great, powerful Android tablet with a near-stock version of the OS with some cool gaming features thrown in for a great price. I wouldn't necessarily get a Shield tablet for its gaming features alone though. Indeed, if you're buying it solely for the gaming features, then you might be a little disappointed. But if you're interested in what the future of gaming might look like, Shield tablet is perhaps the best glimpse we've had at it so far.